Hey guys, this is Josh here with Trillium Wild Edibles. I want to bring you guys an identification video on spicebush. The shrub that you see here is called spicebush, or Lindera benzoin. It's called that because it actually does contain benzoin, which is actually a medical compound. Spicebush is a common shrub here in the eastern woodlands. You're going to find it generally in moist areas. I usually find mine on slopes, generally where there's a good amount of runoff, or next to a creek. Spicebush is a really easy plant to identify overall. It's extremely aromatic, and it, to me, kind of smells like a mix of allspice and sassafras. The leaves of spicebush are broad. They're very broad, as you can see here. Here's 3 of my fingers, so that's about 3 inches in width at its widest. They're smooth on the margins. You'll notice there are no teeth on the margins of these leaves. They're elliptical in shape, or oval, whichever you prefer to call this shape. Spicebush produces these oval, oblong-shaped red berries that are very shiny and glossy. You can see the gloss on this one here. Usually these berries will cover the entire plant, but they start out of the nodes of the stems, as you can see here. So that's something to kind of keep in mind. And here you can see the oblong oval shape of these berries. And I'll compare the spicebush to I'll compare the spicebush to a couple other bushes in the area that look similar, so that way you don't get them confused. On spicebush, if you take one of the berries and you squeeze it in between your fingers really hard, these berries do have a really large seed that's really hard. Here you can see the seed, and you can also see that juice on my hand. Whenever you crush one of these berries, you'll notice the smell of allspice and sassafras mixed together. These berries are extremely aromatic, and you'll note that they're really oily and slippery. But you can actually take these berries and you can dry them, and then you can ground them up and make a substitute for allspice out of them and use them in baking for breads or cakes or things like that. Spicebush can grow to a variety of heights, and this bush that you see in front of me is about 5 feet tall. I found spice bushes that are 6 to 7 feet tall, but I generally, in the eastern woodlands, I don't see them getting much taller than 10 feet usually. Usually by that time they're starting to spread out more and cover more of a surface area instead of reaching up for the sky. But there are a couple bushes that look like spicebush, and they do have red berries on them as well. However, the berries are shaped differently, the leaves are shaped differently, and they do not have that distinct smell. Here's another common bush in the eastern woodlands that some people confuse with spicebush, generally from a distance. I think some of it is because of these red berries. However, you can see that these berries are perfectly circular. They're in a sphere. Whereas spicebush's berries are an oval shape. They're oblong. Another way to tell the difference is these leaves. Here you can see how these leaves are kind of oval shaped, or teardrop shaped. They have a very sharp, narrow point at the end. You can also see the leaves on this bush are opposite, whereas on spicebush, you can see that the leaves alternate. And this is a different spicebush plant than the one we were looking at in the woods. However, that helps to kind of give you guys a better idea of what they actually look like. And I have no clue what this bush is. I just know that it looks similar to spicebush, and I've seen people confuse this with spicebush. And you don't want to put anything in your mouth if you don't know what it is. We'll go over to another shrub here. And here you can see again the difference in these leaves. These leaves are very long and narrow, lance-shaped almost. These are smooth, and they do have a very fine point. But if we take this leaf, that leaf and come over to a spicebush and set that leaf on top, we can see the different shapes of these leaves. And really my preferred method to determine whether I'm looking at a spice bush, besides all the things I just showed you, is I just like to pluck a leaf off, rub it between my fingers, and then smell it. Whenever I smell that aromatic allspice and sassafras smell, I know I've got spice bush.